So guys, this is the Jlab Epic Keyboard. I recently purchased this bad boy at not about to say Five Below, oh my goodness, I didn't do that. Best Buy for, I believe it was $69.99. Now, I took a chance on it. I do like the Jlab keyboards. I actually think they make better PC accessories than they actually do headsets, but that's just my opinion. They also have a mouse right here, and that is going to be for another review. And Kirby decided to jump on my desk, but that's okay. The video is going to keep going. So as you can see, let me just show you the finish. This is how it looks. The buttons are very, very clean. I like that clean look. If you flip it up top, right here, you have the USB-C, which you can actually use this to charge the keyboard. I believe it's like a lithium battery inside, so there's nothing removable. And for the people wondering, can you use this while it's on and while it's charging? Yes, I have tried that and it works for me, so you're good to go. Now, if we flip it over, don't mind these little tabs right here. They don't belong here. I put that on there from Five Below to kind of give the keyboard some elevation because there are no switches on the back to make it tilt forward so it's easier to type. This is what I want to show you guys right here. If you can see it, there we go, get it in the camera view. Your 2.4 gigahertz dongle will actually go here whenever you're not using it. Let's say you're trying to transport this keyboard. It's actually magnetic. So as soon as you place it inside, it'll kind of like snap in and just hold itself in place. So it's not the most obvious place, but at least you know now. So if you ever see this groove right here, just know that that's actually for the back of the keyboard itself. Now, excuse me, Kirby, can I do my review? Thank you, baby. Let me do my review. All right, go ahead, step on the keyboard, do what you gotta do. Like I was saying before, this keyboard has the control function right here, the start option. If you notice these keys, they look a lot like Apple. Now, I also want to say this too. This is why I think this is so cool. You have the option to switch this over to a Mac, an Android, or a Windows. Keep in mind, you also have the 2.4 gigahertz dongle that comes with it. You have the option for Bluetooth also. So for the people out there that don't like dongles or don't like cords, again, you can use this completely wireless and Bluetooth or the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and that's just super convenient. And for the price tag, I like to think that this is a really, really good buy. It's one of my favorite keyboards, and it's actually inexpensive. So let me just cut over to the next section because Kirby decided it's a good idea to chew on things. Come on, Kirby, on my desk. The functionality of this media control button right here, it actually has 4 functions. Let me explain it to you guys. The first one is going to be volume up and volume down. If you turn it to the left, it actually turns volume down. If you turn it to the right, it turns the volume up. Now, let me just give you a little bit more context to that. It's pretty obvious what it does, but nevertheless, it's very responsive. Like the moment I start turning, I don't have any issues. Sometimes these 2.4 gigahertz keyboards have an issue where they don't necessarily pick up the signal immediately, and I don't have any lag in that regard. So when it comes to keystrokes and things, this works very, very well, but I'll let you see that in the next section. If you press this once, what this ends up doing is it pauses and it plays. Now, when I try it on YouTube, pause and play, it doesn't work. This is more so for media controls. So if you're playing music, if you're using a particular program that has a playlist and you press this once, it will pause the video and it will play the video with no problems whatsoever. Come on, Kirby, get your butt, get your butt out of here. All right, if you double tap this, double tap twice, she kind of made me lose my train of thought, but I'm going to finish this part, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to catch myself. Here we go. If you double tap, it'll actually go on to the next song. If you hold this button, it'll go back to the previous song. So those are the 4 functions. Volume up and down, 1 function. Press once, press again, pause or play. Double tap goes on to the next song, and holding goes to the previous song. I was wondering if it had a triple tap. It does not, which is not a big deal. And I also want to preference this by saying, if for any reason you think you need software for this, there is software support for this keyboard. But just keep in mind that these basic functions that I'm explaining works as soon as you take it out the box and plug it in. You don't need software for this volume function to work. So for the person that was wondering, now you know. The battery life on this has been phenomenal for me so far. Let me just go ahead and say that Jlab claims that this battery on one charge can last for 2 years. I don't know how accurate that is because I only had the product for about a week now, so I can't actually confirm that. But what I can say is that so far I haven't had any issues. I would assume that it's probably smart to just kind of charge this keyboard probably every 3 or 4 months or so, depending on how heavy use that you have. I also want to say that I never turn my keyboard off. I know a lot of people normally turn it off when they walk away because these Jlab or these products have the option of turning things off and turning it on. But I always leave everything on because I have so many keyboards and so many mouses, and I like putting them through stress situations to see how well they work over time before I actually suggest something. And so far, this has done a phenomenal job in terms of battery life. I don't have any issues whatsoever. For anyone wondering how you actually switch between 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth and Bluetooth 2, it's very, very simple. So I'm going to explain it to you guys right now. I'm sorry, I was laughing. My cat was doing something behind my back. So right here, you have 2.4 gigahertz. All you have to do is tap it. If you tap Bluetooth, it'll switch over to Bluetooth and put itself in pairing mode. If you have it in number 2, it'll do that also. And all you have to do is just tap between these in order to switch between the functionality. This is one of the cool features of this keyboard that I definitely like, because it doesn't have much software support. And most people are probably going to just plug it in as is and use the keyboard and probably not even download the Jlab software that's on their website. So just keep that in mind, that if you want to switch between different devices, it's not going to stop you from doing so. So right now we are going to use the keyboard in order to type over here. Now, just so you guys know that I am currently using a keyboard, I am going to hit the J. Make sure I tap on that. If you guys can see that J, and it is popping up right now. I'm going to hit the space. Everything is popping up. So you know I'm using this actual keyboard. What I noticed as soon as I was using it, that the keys are extremely springy. Normally, and they sit very low, believe it or not. Like I said before, this is a very professional, clean looking setup. You will need to have some form of rag, like a little wipe rag, the same you would use for like a tablet screen in order to wipe the keys. I don't think you should probably pour any cleaning solution on this just to be safe. None of the keys seem to be replaceable, of course, and it just has this soft sounding, springy action. I was really surprised about that. The only downside about this keyboard, in my opinion, is that when you use other keyboards, more the ones that have the RGB lights and things like that, the actual key tends to sit up a little bit higher, so it's easier for your finger grooves to fit on that actual button. But I don't have an issue so far. It feels good. I like it. It feels very, very good. It feels very soft. I've been typing with this for about, like I said, for about a week now. I've just been doing some of my edits, titling things, looking up websites, writing scripts, amongst other things. I finally decided to do that and kind of make the videos more informative. And I haven't had any type of fatigue whatsoever. And that's me using this without any type of, what's that thing on the front? I forget, some type of support. If you need one, unfortunately, this keyboard doesn't come with one. You can go to your local Five Below or go to Amazon or Best Buy or wherever, and you can get one of those little, what are they called? Let me show you. Something like this to go into the front of your keyboard. But like I said before, unfortunately, with that price tag, it just doesn't come with one. But like I said before, the keys are extremely, extremely quiet. Every time I do videos or I type up information on my secondary channel, I just review it and I listen, and I can't hear any of the keys being pressed. I'm pressing them hard on purpose for you guys so you can hear how the keys sound, and I'm doing that on purpose, but it's really not necessary. As you can see, the keys are very, very quiet. And if you decide to use this, let's say in an office building or something like that, I doubt that people around you are really going to be able to hear what it is that you're doing because of how quiet and springy the keys are. And I just want to remind people, remember, for the people out there that like bringing their own keyboards to work, this does have a full number pad also. So that works out perfectly for anyone that's in the office. Any extra keys aren't really necessary to use. You do have function buttons, but like I said, as soon as you plug this up to the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, it functions like a regular keyboard, and I'm loving it so far. This is one of my favorite keyboards that I've bought in quite some time, to be honest with you. So the question is, you know, how do I feel about this keyboard, and is it worth purchasing? I'm going to go ahead and say a big yes. I like the keyboard. It looks good. It has a nice finish. Now, the funny part is that I actually have a Logitech Logitech mouse that I normally use, but I decided just to try out the full Jlab setup. So I actually have this mouse right here, which I think it was like $20 or $30 or so from Best Buy. I'll have a review for that soon. For $70, I definitely like this. It works for Mac. It works with PC. It works with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and it has the option to be connected to 2 Bluetooth devices. So with that being said, you can't really go wrong. Now, I'm not sure about the warranty on this because I've never actually had to use one of those. So I would just double check their website to see what it is that they offer, or if you can get some form of insurance from Best Buy. That's where I got it. So I normally buy the insurance from whatever place I'm at, whether it's Micro Center or Best Buy. I normally get the insurance, so I don't have to go through the manufacturer, but rather I can go to the actual store that I purchased the product. But again, $70 for some people might be steep, but to have a keyboard that can last for nearly 2 years on one single charge, come on. What other keyboard for that price tag, for the quality, are you going to find that can outdo this? I highly doubt it, but you never know. I mean, there are a million companies out there. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed this video.